Hello, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome to episode 78 of Raise the Halt and the new season where we look to defend our Premier League title and, of course, the European Champions League. So, what we'll do is we'll just quickly go through pre-season, we'll have a look at some transfers, and there's been one major transfer, I would say. But let's begin with, you can see, first game here against Beijing. It was a decent first hit out. We've got our young target man, Ian Green, got on the score sheet. We considered a late goal, you can see in stoppage from that, which is a little bit silly. But after that, we were pretty much immaculate. Club Bruges, this was a really, really good attacking performance. We can see Wilson got 2 goals, Zelaw, and then Molyneux with a late double as well. Then we played Rapid Vienna, Rapid Venn. You can see 2 goals from Lima from the penalty spot. Callum Mosley got on the score sheet. We were decent in this one without being great. Racing Club Genk, you can see all sorts of goal scorers. 6 goals, 6 different goal scorers. Molyneux, Brie, Mitchell, Mosley, Roberts, and Lemaire, one of our young strikers, got on the score sheet. Then we played this with our weakest opposition, and we put them to the sword pretty easily. Mosley again, you can see Gonzalez with 2, Dele Alli and Jordan Cameron. So show our feeder club, we're going to need to send them some players because they were horrible. You see Tyrone Mings, Wilson with 4, and Adoma Kone as well. Crotone, again, dominant performance. Wilson with 3 or 4 there. 3, Gonzalez with 2, and job done there. And then our toughest opposition this was the last game at Villa Park. You can see Valencia 3-0, Mosley with a goal, an own goal, and Luis Felipe as well. It was a really good preseason, I think, all told. And of course, for the best of those goals, at the end of this episode, our preseason goals of the month will be available to see. And there are a few good ones in there, so it's probably worth sticking around for. Now, transfers. And the big one, it's a departure. You can see it at the top there, Ben Davies. We've sold him to Manchester United for £40 million. £40 million for a 30-year-old left-back. He was one of our better players last year, but we're going to be fine, and I'll show you why we're going to be fine. Sean Berwick, we've sent him out on loan. We've just signed him. We'll get to him in a second. You can see Strands Larson, we sold him for 5.5. He wasn't playing anymore for us, was he? He did well for us for a time, but I think we've outgrown Strands Larson. So it's sad to see him go, but he's gone. Jacob Badeau, he was one of our young defenders. We've sent him out on loan a few times. It was between him and Mitchell. Mitchell's just a little bit better physically, so we've kept him and we've sold Badeau. You can see we've got $3 million for him, so it's pretty good. Charlie McConaughey, we sold him as well. We've got an option for further money down the line. He is decent, but he's not a Premier League player. So he was never going to really feature for us. We got 125k for him. We have an option, or we will have future payments should he move on in the future. And the other big out, Lewis Morgan, again, a little bit like Strands Larson. We're just not playing with wingers anymore. So it seemed little sense to keep him. We sold him to Tigres in Mexico, 6.25, rising to 7.75. So we got a pretty good fee for him, and I'm pretty happy with that. Now let's have a look at the ends. This is Sean Berwick. He's a young kid that we've bought from Leeds. You can see he's 16 years old. But look at that for a 16-year-old. Not too bad at all. If we look at his potential rating here, you can see he's a 4.5-star potential. So we've sent him straight back on loan to Leeds for the year. He had just broken into their first team, so he wasn't going to play for us. I thought that was a pretty good standard for him, so we've sent him back on loan for the year. And now, Hans Daly, this is our new left-back, everybody. This is a replacement for Ben Davies. You can see he's not actually a left-back yet, but we're going to train him there. He's got decent tackling at 9. Marking's okay. We can train that. It's fine. But the thought of having him down the left and Stemenkovic down the right, look at that pace, acceleration, dribbling, crossing. I think it takes us to the next level. It really gives us a threat out wide. And I wasn't actually planning on buying him when I sold Ben Davies. He just kind of popped up in a scout report. And it was kind of like, it was too good to turn down. My initial plan had been to play with Mings and then have Alex and Josh Crampton. We have quite a few young left backs at the club, but when that opportunity arose, we could not turn that down. So this episode, we've got a double sort of competitive friendly. Community Shield first up against Manchester United, then the European Super Cup against Chelsea. So this is the team we're going with for Manchester United. We're going to put more attention into the European Super Cup. So this isn't necessarily a full-strength team, but this is the team we're going with. Golini in goal, Van Drongelen, Magnanelli, and Cadden. We're giving him a game for Kone's injured, so he picked up a knock. So we're giving Cadden a game. Mings and Stemenkovic down the wings. We'll look to take Stemenkovic off. He probably won't play the full game. That's why we have Brie on the bench. Doyle, Hayes, and Joyce in midfield with Dele Alli, with Cameron, and with Callum Mosley starting up top. Okay, United's going with an old-fashioned 4-4-2, so that's interesting. Team talk, I think do it for the fans is probably It's probably the only way to really go about this, isn't it? And then we'll get some passion in there. We have faith. And let's hopefully go and... we haven't got the best record against United, so hopefully we can go and get a win here. All right, here we are at Wembley. Mixed record, we have to say, at Wembley, don't we? Hopefully we'll do a little bit better than we did in the Community Shield last year, where I kind of messed up some subs at the end and ended up costing us the game. But I think we made up for that during the season. What I want to say, too, with the new season, if there's anything... I'm looking for a little bit of feedback here. If there's anything that you would think improved the channel, something you'd like to see more or less of, do please leave me a comment. You can tweet me as well, or just send me a direct message on Twitter. Just some general feedback, how you're liking things. You know, as I said, what we could do better, what we could... let's see what we can do here. Yeah, just what we could do better, what isn't necessarily going as well as maybe it is in my head. Just some general feedback. There's a cross in there for Stemenkovic. Just fallen to Mings at the back. Goal! Who needs Ben Davies when we have Tyrone Mings? They're the same age, so I didn't actually realise that. And with Mings retraining in that left wing-back role, he's almost not quite as good crossing, but he's almost better, to be honest, physically getting up and down. He's better in the air. So, yeah, I mean, up against Ben Davies, you can see in the United team there. So it's a little bit of a Ben Who straight back at him there, isn't it? So that's good. We've got the lead here. We are playing pretty well. Mr. Mosley's looking a little bit nervous, but it's probably his first game at Wembley, certainly starting. I don't remember starting him in a game like this before. So it's a good... Oh, you'll see here too, we've renamed the Boob, because I can't pronounce his name otherwise, so let's not make things difficult for ourselves. Dele Alli on the edge of the area, can he find the ball? He can! There we go. This is looking a little bit more like it, isn't it? Now he's in for Kone. We know Kone has a pretty good record of scoring from set pieces. He looks off. So it's come off the United player. I think that's offside. I'm not sure you can say that United player is intentionally played at the ball, but we'll take that. We'll take that all day long. So there we go. 2-0 up. Stemenkovic is on a booking. I wonder if we should just take him off with the European Super Cup in mind. Bring James Bree on. Let's just give it we're happy with how things are going. We can tell a few players here. I said all the time with these team talks, they get a bit tedious. I'll go through them. I'll take Stemenkovic off for Bree, and we'll come back for the second half. Okay, here we go. You can see the Stemenkovic off Bree on sub just taking place at the top there. And let's see what we can do here. In terms of second half subs, I am thinking I'd like to get Zelor on for Dele Alli, and I'm wondering if it might be a good game for the Boob to try and come on as well. Our Hans Daly, the new left back, he picked up a knock. He's been out pretty much all of pre-season, which is annoying on a few counts, most of all because it's put back his training as a left wing back a little bit. Here's a go. We've got Bree in for Callum Mosley. Oh! Callum Mosley with a big goal at Wembley. Well done. Callum Mosley. He's fast as Gabby. What a good goal that is. I got halfway into that song and then realised if I want to keep things PG, I'm going to have to do a quick rewrite of that song. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Encourage 3-0 against Manchester United. If you remember, we played them in the first game last year, albeit in the league, not sort of this sort of friendly cup thing, but they absolutely smashed us 2-0, and we were horrible. That could have been anything, but we are playing quite well here. It's a 4-4-2 formation. It's a little bit strange. I don't remember seeing in the off-season that they had a change of manager, but I'm almost thinking they must have because, this isn't look, that's a horrible pass. They're playing like us on a bad day. Mings up to Jordan Cameron. He isn't blessed with too much pace, but he's in behind here. Can he get a ball into the area? He can. It's Callum Mosley for a 2. Go on, Callum. Off the post. Unlucky. Okay, so let's pause this. Let's not risk, I should say, Dele Alli any further. Let's bring Z-Law on, and then we'll keep a sub up our sleeves just in case we need it. Z-Law's actually been playing quite well in preseason. If you watch the goals of the preseason in the episode, you'll see there's quite a few where if he's not scoring, he's definitely involved in the build-up. So his time away in France, I think, has really helped him. Give them a little bit more encouragement here. We haven't been completely dominant, have we? You can see shots is relatively even. They've had slightly more of the ball, but I don't remember them having too many highlights. So we're certainly not getting picked apart by them, which is good. That's a decent ball in for Lukaku to run onto. Gets the cross in. Mings is there. That's what I'm actually really excited, I think, with Mings at left back. And then it gives us time. We have a few options. Alex has always done fine for us when he's come in. Although I'm thinking because he's foreign, that we do have a number of good young left backs that have come through the academy. Lukaku, we've let him walk in there. I'm thinking that it might be a good opportunity to get rid of Alex, play some of our kids there. Josh Crampton is the obvious one there. And use that foreign slot somewhere else. I think central defence, we have one really good young defender coming through, but other than that, we're a little thin on the ground, and I'm not convinced that Cadden is going to develop into the top quality defender that we need. I'm not convinced. We've signed Ahmed Zovic on relatively low wages, I think about 18, 19 grand a week for another 5 years. He's a really good, solid ball-playing defender. He can play in midfield. So that's sort of that utility spot sewn up for the next 5 years. So I'm pretty happy to get that done. I just don't know that the actual defenders are quite what we need. But there we go. Look at that. We're celebrating. Seems a little bit over the top for the Community Shield, but it's a trophy in the bag early on. I wonder if we can do a clean sweep. We should probably try and get to the end of the European Super Cup before we say that, but I wonder if it's possible. Certainly a domestic clean sweep. Well done, boys. Enjoy your success, and let's go on. So there we go, 3-0. Let's see what we have here. Villa lift the Community Shield. Now, I think that's the first time we've won that, isn't it? Because we certainly didn't win it last year after my little mess up. But yeah, so stay there, and we'll be back for the European Super Cup against Chelsea. Okay, welcome back. Here we go. Chelsea in the European Super Cup final. And this is the team we're going with. It's what I would consider our best, fittest team. We'd obviously have Kone in the defence there, but it's Golini in goal, Vendrongolo and Magnelli, Cadden, Mings and Stamankovic down the wings, Lima and Luis Felipe in midfield with Roberts, Gonzalez and Wilson, the Holy Trinity up top together. And you'll see on the bench, he's fit again, but not for a start. We've got Hans Daly, so we'll try and bring him on maybe in the second half for a bit of a run out. But these are the guys to hopefully help us lift the European Super Cup, possibly for the first time in Villa's history. I can't remember if we won it back in '82 after we won the Champions League or the European Cup back then. We can see the way Chelsea's lining up in that formation that we have mixed thoughts about. I think, again, let's go out there, do it for the fans, are passionate, we have faith. You'll notice that Stamankovic, that Van Drongelen's morale is low. I'm not really sure why. He seems to be upset that we sold Conor Hourihane last season. But he wasn't upset about that last season. So I'm not quite sure why it's like, I don't know what's going on with Van Drongelen, but maybe the Dutch are a little slow to catch on the fact that he's been sold. I'm not sure. Sorry if that offended Dutch people. I didn't mean it to as the whole country. But I'm not quite sure what his problem is, but hopefully he'll get over it quickly. Now, this is the one that we really want to try and win, isn't it? Because the Community Shield, we know that it means nothing unless you're Mourinho and you've won nothing else all season. But hopefully, we can always hang our hats on that later on in the year, can't we, if things aren't going to plan? But I want more this season. But this one, we got quite well beaten by Arsenal, didn't we, when we played them after we won the Europa League? So it would be nice to try and get a result here. It's a little bit light on highlights, though, isn't it, this one? Oh, my gosh. Yeah, not much happening. I think that would be fair to say. Can we give it maybe a demand more coming into halftime here? I mean, being the Champions League winners, we'd have to be favourites for this, wouldn't we? Traditionally, we would be the ones that win this. But yes, not much. It's a very even game. They've had slightly more of the ball, but I don't think either team's been particularly good. So we'll have to go with a not pleased. We'll have to tell Tyrone Mings, do not get yourself sent off. We'll just tell Magnanelli that's not good enough. And out we go. We'll give it, I don't want to risk Hans Daly too early here. We might, if we get to like 65th, 70th minute, we might look to make a change then. I just don't want him to get re-injured. That's sort of my great fear here. I don't necessarily think we'll miss him on the field necessarily, but I just want him to be retraining at that left back so that hopefully by the end of the year, he's more or less sort of up to speed in that one. We're getting towards the 65th minute. Okay, so we'll take this opportunity to introduce everybody to Hans Daly. And let's see what he can do. He's considered to be a wonder kid, but he's considered to be a wonder kid as a sort of a winger, sort of inside forward kind of person, not necessarily. Let's push forward here. Not necessarily as a wing back, but as I said, he's got all the attributes. I think it's just a matter of, here we go, Luis Felipe from the set piece. I think that's the first highlight we've had. This has not been one to remember, has it? What we really don't want to happen here is this to go to extra time, because we have a Premier League fixture coming up very shortly against Fulham, and this is essentially our first choice team. So it is going to extra time, just what we didn't want. This has not been a good game, has it? All right, I think let's go assertive. We're not happy. He's looking nervous, the debutant there, but we'll let it go and hope we can get something here. In terms of subs, I'm wondering if it might be one for maybe Dele Alli, if he could maybe do something. It's a good tackle from Lima. Is this a kickoff highlight? It is a kickoff highlight. I'm wondering maybe Ali for Luis Felipe, potentially. He's looking pretty tired as well, so let's do that. And then we know that Dele Alli is a little bit better running with the ball, so we can tell him to do that. And then we'll leave it for now. I'm wondering maybe the boob for Gonzalez. I don't really want to take Wilson off, even though. Right, let's just encourage. Stavenkovic just looking tired as well, isn't he? Oh, this is not what we wanted so close to the Premier League season, but I really, really want to win this Super Cup. All right, we'll send them back out. The boob is quite a decent, one of our better penalty takers. So I think it is going to be one for him. I don't know if we get an extra sub now. Of course, it's gone to extra time. Oh, what a tackle that is from Hans Daly. All right, let's give it can we give it a demand more? A push forward? Everyone's motivated, so let's maybe get creative. This isn't going to happen, is it? There we go. Okay, we're going to try and make a sub here. We're going to go into our penalty takers and make these subs with one eye on them. So the boob is definitely one of our better penalty takers. Gonzalez is not, so that becomes a no-brainer. And then if we have another sub to make, we've taken Felipe off. We pretty much then have all our best penalty takers on. Okay, so let's hope the boob can make the difference, and if not, maybe Golini can make a save or two for us. It looks like this one's going to penalty, guys. On comes the boob. Is there anything in this? This has not been a classic, has it? Oh, apologies for that, guys. Not a good one for the channel, but sometimes even Sky Sports they do their big build-ups for a 0-0, don't they? Merseyside derby. Okay, so we've got Dele Alli on the field, Wilson the boob, Lima's on, Roberts is on, Cameron is not, Dixon is not, and Hans Daly is. So then we just go. Actually, no, Cadden doesn't have the best composure there, so we'll go Stemenkovic, Magnanelli, Van Drongelen, Lee Cadden, and Golini. And here we go. It comes down to this. Dele Alli. I'm not sure who's Chelsea's keeper is. Is it still Courtois? We'll find out in a second, hopefully, as he picks the ball out of the net. Come on, Dele. Oh, I thought that was going to be saved. It's gone straight through the keeper. All right, Eden Hazard up against Golini. Come on. Can we get a save? Oh, he went the right way. Just couldn't scrape it out. All right. Wilson. We know he has a mixed record. He did get a couple in pre-season, though, so maybe he can keep that form going, hopefully. Here he goes. Oh, it's a good save. It is Courtois in that. It's not the best penalty, though, is it? I'm not fully convinced by Wilson as a penalty taker, if I'm honest. Desenso. We need a save here, Golini. Come on, son. Oh, it's straight out. It's a horrible penalty. Golini's just stood up. He should have caught it. That would have been the ultimate brag, wouldn't it? Okay, come on, boob. What can he do? He has that sort of air about him. Yes, just wait until he goes the other way, tucks it in. I'm thinking of making the boob our primary penalty taker, if I'm honest. Let me know in the comments what you think. Dele Alli, Wilson, or the boob. They're the top three stats-wise. Who would you have as top? Oh, that's okay. I'm thinking it's between Dele Alli and the boob. I feel like Wilson goes on streaks, and I feel like he does miss a few. Come on, Conrad Lima. What can he do? Oh, not the best, but it's in the back of the net, and that's all that matters, isn't it? All right, this would be a big one for Golini to save. It would put us one kick away then. Come on, Mr. Golini. Oh, good save. Okay, who is stepping up for us now? This is for the European Super Cup. I forget who it was. Is it Paddy Roberts? I think it's Paddy Roberts. Let's bring home a second trophy of the episode. Keep the perfect season alive, Paddy Roberts! And for the second time this episode, the claret and blue confetti falls from the sky as we celebrate another meaningless trophy, essentially. But European Super Cup, I think we'll find out very shortly if it's the first time we've won it. It certainly would be the first time since at least 82, isn't it? Because the only other time that we competed in it, we got absolutely pounded by Arsenal. On penalties, not convincing by any stretch of the imagination, but a win is a win is a win, and that, my friends, was a win. So we did lift it in 82, so it's only the second time that we won that trophy. So there we go, nice little 3.5 mil in the bank as well. So that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy that, thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe. We've got a big season up ahead here, and you would not want to miss any of that. So I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you very much for watching. We'll catch you next time for the start of the Premier League season. Fulham in the very first game at the new stadium, I think. No, never mind. I'm looking here. We're in Villa Park until 2025. So all of that that I've been saying, completely forget that. We're still at least 2 years away. So yeah, I apologise for that. So we'll be back next episode for the start of the Premier League season. Fulham at Villa Park, very much at Villa Park still. Wolves away. And we may even know who our Champions League group phase opponents are going to be. So thank you very much for watching, and here are some of our best goals from pre-season. Take care.